Everybody, my name is Brad Hudson, and I'm excited today to go over our new transactional Python samples repository in our Intuit Developer Group GitHub organization. So what you're going to do is first we're going to navigate to the Intuit Developer Group over on GitHub, and then you're going to find the transactional Python samples repository. So what we're going to cover here today is the Python SDK and some of these examples that we have built here to quickly get you up and running, or just if you need to have a better understanding, or if you're just curious and just want to see some examples. So we have a lot of different files here. We've also created a Flask app that's going to have a helpful UI for us to run these scripts, and we have a README for getting started. So really quick off the top, a couple things that we're going to need is a up-to-date version of Python. We're going to need pip. And we're going to need a Mandrill API key, and it's going to ultimately install some of these Python packages, including our MailChimp Transactional SDK. So first we're going to clone the repository, which you can come up here and grab your SSH key, and then you would be able to run git clone, and that is going to copy over all of the code. So I've already run that command, so I have this Flask app, as you can see right here, already set up. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is change directories into our folder. Then we're going to want to run Python 3. We're going to set up our virtual environment. Let's see if I typed that correctly. Perfect. Then we're going to want to source to activate it. So now we have our virtual environment going. Then we're going to want to change directories into our Flask app. Now we're going to install these requirements. Boom, we have all of the libraries installed. And the last step that we have to do is create our environment variable file. So you can see an example of the file here. I have the repo loaded here up in Cursor. I'm not going to show my real env file, but it looks exactly like this, except I've pasted in my Mandrill API key. I've set my email, my from name, to, and to name. And just in case you aren't familiar with that, I'm going to quickly show you how you can find your API key. So first things first, you want to log into your MailChimp account. You'll want to navigate on this left-hand side to the Automations tab, go to Transactional, and then there's going to be this Launch App button in the upper right. Now at this point, it's going to bring you over here to the Mandrill app, and you're going to want to navigate to this Settings button and click Create API Key. And then you'll have an API key that you can paste into the environment file, the .env. Perfect. With all those items set up, we are ready to go. So we are going to run this Flask server to show you how to run these scripts. But in case you just want to run them on your own, we have this use cases folder, and you could easily just come in here and let's do single recipient. We have the script right here, so you could easily just kind of copy this out into a Python file, paste your API key, the from, etc., or create an environment .env file and easily run it that way as well. So let's go back to the README. So to start the Flask server, we're going to do python3.app.py. So now our app is running on localhost 5002. And this is what it looks like. So all this is going to do is run some Python scripts. We've just created this easy to use UI just to kind of like help you get going very easily. And so the options we have are sending a single email to a single recipient, an email with merge tags, an email with attachments, which will include a PDF and a .txt, an email using a template, and we have a kitchen sink email which uses the majority of the features on Mandrill, or as many as we could use in a single email. So let's go ahead and send an email to a single recipient. So you'll be able to see the status down below, and I already have my inbox pulled up over here. And here we go. Hello HTML world from MailChimp Transactional API demo. And so if we navigate over here to our use cases, well, we could also just go down here, email with single recipient.py. You'll be able to see how this works. So here we've loaded up the SDK. You can see we're importing MailChimp Transactional here. We're then initializing our client. And then we have the send email function. Inside here, we're going to create a message object. You can see here. Down below, we're going to try to send that message. And then you're going to be able to see, you just simply call mailchimp.messages.send to get that to send. And then we also have send email with advanced options. So we have hello HTML world. And you can also see in here we've configured some headers. We also have some of the analytics and tags. And this example really has a lot of valuable information. So if you just want to quickly get up and running and kind of see what's going on, that is exactly what happened here. And now if we go over here to our app.py, let's see, find our send email. Here's where that message actually is. So our Flask app is calling this particular function. It's essentially the same script as what I was just showing you, but you'll see down here this hello HTML world for MailChimp Transactional API demo, which is what we see over here. So all this does is we have a route that then ends up calling send single email. So that's the only difference there. But if you wanted to go into the use cases, or if you wanted to grab the script from here, it's all essentially the same way of sending an email. So that's how all these scripts are going to function. Let's take a quick look at the rest of them though. So we have send an email with merge tags. And the thing about the merge tags is we can then, we'll add some extra D's just to emphasize that it's working. Brad Hudson, that's me. Company, we'll do Intuit, and we'll give myself the gold tier. So that's going to send an email with these merge tags. Now let's go back and we can see all the extra characters, and we've sent an email with merge tags. So it's really that simple. And so once again, we could come in here and take a quick look. Here it is. So in our message, we have an HTML structure, and we're using these curly brackets for the merge tags. And then as you kind of scroll down, you'll see we have, the plain text version, subject, and everything else. And here's where the merge variables are actually defined. So just like that, we have our merge variables as well. So now let's take a look at sending an email with attachments. So this is going to send a sample.pdf that we have in the repository along with a .txt. The attachment may take just a second, but if we scroll down to our send email with attachments, we'll be able to see that we're pulling the sample.pdf, which you'll see over here on the left-hand side we have down here. And then we'll be able to see that we're, appending to the attachments, the README as well. We're attaching the PDF, and then we're creating this message and adding the attachments to the message that we're going to send. So hopefully this has kind of shown you how easy it is to use our SDK to send these types of transactional emails. And that's our whole goal with this repository, is to help you quickly get up and running with that. So here we have our documents attached email. Here's the sample PDF, and here's the README. Beautiful. Let's take a quick look at our last two. So we have sending an email with a template, and we have two templates for you to use here. We have one that has hello and one that has greetings. We'll just leave it with the hello. There we go. So we have a pre-designed template for you. Make things easy. And then let's take a look at our final example, which is the kitchen sink. This is using the majority of the features on Mandrill for a single email. So that message is queued up. It has the attachment as well as a number of other items. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go back up to our... We tried to keep everything in just one file to make it easy. We've called it send bulk email. So down here, same drill. We're loading our client. We're finding any attachments, PDF. We're building all of that content. If you have images, you could also add them to this array and add them there. And then, of course, we're adding everything to our message object. So you'll see that this has merge tags. We're even including some styling, merge variables. The merge language, we're setting that to handlebars, which is what allows you to use the merge variables. You can see where you would add attachments and images, along with analytics, tags, and a couple of other metadata. We also have headers that you can explore. And then after this is all sent, we'll see it like this. So this is our kitchen sink email. And like I said, if this big file is a little overwhelming and too much, you can visit our use cases folder, where you'll see just that example. And you should be able to just copy this out and paste it into your own Python file and send it along. So thank you for watching today, and we really hope that you find this helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post an issue or visit our office hours or send us an email. And we really look forward to seeing what you build. Have a great day.